Hi guys, it's Miss Harrison, and today we are going to be talking about the thing that we're going to be learning for this first unit back from break. I hope you all had a great break and you're ready to get going on some really fun, really cool art with lots of creative possibilities. So I'm going to quickly just kind of give us a little intro video here, and then I'll get into the how-tos of the project. So this is kind of an example of the project we're going to do. This is not the exact project that you're going to do. This is an example of something that you could do. We're going to be drawing a street leading away from us. And so what we have to understand is something called perspective. Perspective is how we view something in art. How do we view something to make it look three-dimensional when this paper is two-dimensional and we can't make this 3D. We have to understand some rules of how things appear on paper to make them look like they're actually there in front of you. These buildings are further away than these buildings. So we're going to learn about how to do that. This is an example that I've always used in my classes. Forgive the fold, it got stuck in a drawer. This is one example. Now this is one that I've just done personally in my own personal life because I just kind of wanted to draw my own personal perspective drawing, and you can see there's a big difference between this one and this one. This one is like a little farm at night, and there's things I had to understand about how to make the road get smaller, how to draw this barn, because this barn isn't just drawn there the way that you probably have drawn houses or buildings in the past. You have to understand the rules about where lines lead to. In the past, I've also done projects like this where we're looking down at a city. This is a little bit, maybe not this one isn't as difficult, but I feel like it's harder to understand some of the concepts when you do it this way as opposed to the other way with the road. But this is not something that is out of the possibility of things that you guys could do for this project if you'd want to, and that's up to you. I know that we are going to give you guys full creative control as long as you follow the rules of perspective. You're going to have a lot of control over what you're able to do. This is another one. This is a little bit harder because you have to think about the roads and where they're going. This is generally a project I had my 6th graders do, and the road was one that I had my 5th graders do. Unfortunately, since we weren't here last year in the spring, my 5th graders last year didn't get to do the project. So that's why everyone is doing a perspective project this year. This is a really fun one to do. So let me talk to you really quick, just very, very quickly about how perspective got its start, because people didn't used to draw things in 3D. They didn't use their space correctly the way that we know space to be used now in drawings and art. So what this is The Last Supper. It's a religious painting by Leonardo da Vinci. And the thing about Leonardo da Vinci is he understood that in order to create depth in a space, you had to have certain rules about where things went. So there had to be kind of like a center point or 2 or 3. We're working with something called one-point perspective in this project, where we only work for everything going back to one vanishing point, which in this picture is this guy. Some of you may know that as Jesus if you know this picture, but it doesn't really matter. It's all about the actual way that this is set up. So the really cool thing that Da Vinci and other Renaissance artists like Da Vinci thought of was that if we have something in the center, everything that needs to go off into the distance, kind of along the horizon, kind of down on the ground or up in the sky, like down toward the horizon, as it goes further toward the horizon, which would be the horizon line back here. as it goes further towards it, it goes straight to that center point or vanishing point. So if I put my ruler right here along this line, it goes, where does it go? It goes to Jesus. Or that guy, whichever one you want to call it. If I put my ruler right here, it goes there. You know, they're all, in the end, it all leads up here. Now, he doesn't become like the central, like, the point, like, it's not a one tiny point like what we're going to do. But you can see it all leads up there. And at this time in the Renaissance era of art, people were realizing this, that you could create depth by making everything go towards a point. If you look up here at these, like, whatever, these door window things, you look there, you draw a line, oh, my ruler's popping up. It goes to him, right? He's the center point, he's the vanishing point. He's where everything goes. And I think it's pretty cool how everything just kind of radiates out from there. You want to go up to the ceiling here? Where does it go? Let's put our ruler on it. Where does it go? It goes to the center. So, very cool thing about art. There's a little bit of history for you. Of how we got perspective. There were people around this time, the 1500s-ish, that said, hey, there needs to be depth in this picture. How do we create that? What creates that? What makes our eyes see that? So we are going to be using what we know from this time period and what we've used in art ever since to create our own landscapes, our cityscapes, and it's going to be a lot of fun.